Hi and welcome to my Playhouse. And today I had a comment on a video that I made. I made a video about this Lenovo x3850 Model 2, and it has 100 gigs of RAM. I was solving a little memory issue on that, and I had some 1 GB blocks in there, and someone asked why I didn't take those 1 GB blocks out and just put all the RAM I had in that server. Well, actually I think 100 gigabytes of memory in a server is not bad, but I just happen to have some memory laying around for that server. Like, these are the base for the Lenovo x3850 Model 2. These are full of 4 GB blocks, so I thought that, well, we might just max out the server and see how that goes. So yeah, right now it's on, so I'll have to go around and unplug it before we can do anything. And I do not believe that we have ever memory configured a x3850 Model 2. So let's see how that works. So I've unplugged the server, so let's get it out of there. So as we see on top here, we have a lot of good information, and one of them is the memory. I don't think it exactly says how to put in the memory here, but let's see if that isn't available somewhere else in the server. Inside, nothing. There is a bit of information up here as well. Also has nothing to do with the memory. That's hot pluggable power supplies. This is power backplane. Not memory, not memory. We have a little bit up here, but also not memory. So, okay. We will have to go figure this out on the internet, I guess. But let's see what we have in here. Just have one of these out. So to have a look at how this memory configuration is done, we have had to move into the computer, and we will switch right to the screen. So here we have what IBM used to call the Red Books. They have been taken over by Lenovo, and they are now called Lenovo Press. So a team of engineers and technicians has been doing a very big job converting a lot of this material from the old IBM days and over to being on the Lenovo side instead. And if we just go down a little bit, we can actually see the team there. So the team that has done this documentation on this server is right there. So memory. This is a drawing of the motherboard or the system itself, and there it's in center of everything. There is a memory controller, and it's called Hurricane 4. So yeah, and you can kind of see that it has these memory channels out here. So I would guess that these represent the 4 memory cartridges. There is a lot of information about the memory down here. This is DDR2 RAM, and it's PC2 5300 DDR2, and it has a transfer speed, read speed of 4.26 gigabits per second. Awesome. There are 2 servers. There is the x3850 Model 2 and the x3950 Model 2. These servers are very much alike, with only some slight differences. Both of these 2 servers can use 1 GB blocks, 2 GB blocks, 4 GB blocks, and 8 GB blocks. If you totally put in 8 GB blocks in all of the memory cartridges, you can get up to 256 gigabytes of memory in the total of 32 memory DIMMs that are in there. So that is good. As you put in more of these memory cartridges, you get better memory performance. So the memory throughput is different if you are reading data, and about half if you're writing data. So I have never seen that before, but probably that's the common thing. We have different things that the memory can do. Memory protection, protection, memory feature there. We have memory scrubbing. We have memory mirroring. We have kill chip memory. We have hot add and hot swap memory that you can do on this server. And if we see the pictures of the memory cartridges, we do actually see that they are orange. So you can actually take out one of those cartridges while the server is running. I would not recommend that. I feel that no, I wouldn't do that. Even if they say it's possible, I would think that would be a bad idea. But well, they say it's possible, so maybe you can. Should you? Probably not. So let's go further down to the memory planning thing here. We wanted to put in some more memory, so how do we do that? Nice drawing about where everything is. We have the 4 memory cartridges here in front of the server. We have the CPUs, we have the BRM for each of the processors. Nice. So here we have a memory cartridge with the 8 DIMMs in it. And a little bit further down, we get to the installation of memory. And they actually says here that you must install at least one memory card with 1 pair of DIMMs in each server. These servers were meant to go in a cluster. You could cluster together or multi-node 4 of these servers together and come up to a total of 16 CPUs and 1 terabyte of memory, which was quite a lot back in 2008 when this was written. So here are the different ways of installing the RAM. This is a low-cost installation sequence. Thank you very much. Then there is high-performance installation sequence. And then there is memory mirroring sequence. So, well, if we go for the low-cost, we will see that we have to install 1 to 4 in memory card number 1. That means that we can just take in one of these cartridges, put that in the server, and put in 4 pairs of memory. In that way, we would be able to get up to 64 gigabytes of memory in the server if we had some 8 gigabyte blocks laying around. But that's not the best way to do this. The best way, or the high performance installation sequence, is to put in the memory blocks equally in all 4 of these memory cartridges. It's very much like we see it today. We also have to memory balance the memory today. So each of these cartridges, if we had these 8 blocks, that means that we would use all of the 4 cartridges and put in just 2 blocks in each. We would still get up to 64 gigabytes, but we would balance the memory between the interfaces. Let's go back up. That would be these up here. That means that each of those would have 2 blocks for us, and that means that the memory controller would be able to ask all 4 memory channel things here at once and get most throughput. So that's how we could do that. So, but I'm putting in all the memory in all the slots, so it's not much of a problem. But there's also something over here with the connectors that is important. We don't just put in from memory 1 to memory 8, and there is a drawing of that. Here is memory block number 1, or DIMM 1. Down here is DIMM number 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So they want us to put in a memory DIMM in number 1, and then another one in DIMM number 5. So there is probably like 2 memory channels, which also corresponds with what we see over here, that there is 2 lines out to each of them. So it's like each of these cartridges has 2 memory channels. So we are also balancing the memory channels in the cartridges. That is neat. For best performance, we would do this one. if we only have one memory cartridge or two memory cartridge, we would probably also do this, because if we have two memory cartridges, well, we would also be able to do some memory balancing if we haven't memory blocks enough to fill up all the slots. But, well, we have all the cartridges, so we're gonna be doing this one down here, but it's gonna look exactly like this one up here. Does that make any sense? This is actually pretty complicated to explain. We had the pairs. We have to put a DIMM in slot number 1 and 5, then it's 2 and 6, 3 and 7, 4 and 8. So they kind of just go down in pairs. So that's not that hard actually. Yeah, let's go do that.
So this is a 1 GB block and this is a 1 GB block. So my best guess is that if we take those out, there is 2 in each. So we're gonna end up with 92 gigabytes of memory. Oh, that's 96 gigabytes of memory. That's a lot of memory. So, but I think the easiest thing to do would just be to replace this whole carriage thing here. These are already configured in the right configuration. All of these are 4 GB blocks. I can kind of see those. You can kind of read the labels. And it's very much, they go in pairs. A pair here and a pair there, and pair there and a pair there. So apparently you occupy it from here, this pair and this pair, and then this pair and this pair. So yeah, if we need to, I'm gonna put a chart up here from the internet on how to put this in, if that is needed. Otherwise, Morten just cut that out. We have a drawing down here of how these memory cartridges work. Memory cartridge 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we can actually just put in one cartridge at the time and distribute the memory that way. But we get better performance if we make sure that the memory is aligned correctly and well balanced right. So if we do all of the cartridges alike, as with this one where everything is 4 GB, well, it's very nicely balanced. So if we take these two new ones and put in number 1 and 2, we might as well do that right away. Oh, we get something new. It turns out that all of these are 4 GB blocks in number 1. Turns out they're kind of dusty. So the upgrade that we are about to do is not gonna be that much better. That's sad. So memory cartridge here contains 32 gigabytes of memory. The maximum of this server is 256 gigabytes of memory. Then we would need to put in 8 gigabyte blocks in all of these. I don't have any of those. These are DDR2 RAM and they're a bit hard to come by. So okay, that was number 1. That was a surprise. Let's see, number 2, probably the same. Yeah, just as dusty. But also all of them are 4 gigabyte blocks. Samsung. Okay, let's put those back in. Then our job is gonna be a lot smaller. We just need to replace this one with this one. That's almost too easy. So, okay, let's do that. So, and this one is probably much the same. Yep, we have 2 4 gigabyte blocks, 2 4 gigabyte blocks and 2 1s. So let's put that out of the way. So we're not gonna get as much of an increase in memory. We are gonna go from 100 gigabytes to 128 gigabytes. So, okay. Me not doing the calculations very well. So let's put that in. I think that's about what we want to do right now. Actually, I also want to put in some drives here, But we can do that when the cover is on. So let's put the cover back on. And put this back into the rack. Okay, so the server is back on, so let's turn it on. There, it's gonna come on, and I have connected the monitor over here. So at some point it will also turn up there. But as the server is a bit slow at booting, it might just be a little bit. It's exactly so slow at booting that you think you didn't press the button, but well, then it turns up. And there we are, it's checking out the memory. Hopefully it's gonna find some new memory in there. That would be okay. So yeah, this takes a bit too. Okay, we are very close at where it should tell us how much RAM we have. We have the CPUs, and we have 128 gigabytes of RAM. So, oh, that was too easy. So, yeah, not much to it. I don't really want this server on right now, so we are gonna power it off. It's not very nice to... No, we're gonna let it run, and I'm gonna power it off nicely. Otherwise, it might hate me. Oh, can we maybe... no, I'll let it boot ESXi, and we will take it from there. Meanwhile, I'm gonna be putting in a couple of disks. This is it's my student server. I replaced the x3950 that I had down here with this x3850. So we're gonna give the students some more room to play on. So a couple of 73.4 gigabyte hard drives. So, me. There we are. In the meanwhile, ESXi has also found 128 gigabytes of memory. That's very nice of it. I will very rapidly end this video because the battery is running dry on me. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again. And have a really nice day. Bye bye.